the moments that it might get hard for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so to like stop for a minute, you
Yeah.
know, label
yeah.
it like you said, you know, and trying to think of a way to, it's again that ask, acknowledge, adapt. But that, I think that actual
Yeah.
moment
Yeah, how
is
to
a really
handle it.
tricky one to like make tangible into like writing out a skill, but I think it's that really
It's,
important one.
important. Yeah.
You know, so because those uncomfortable moments will happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that we're doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, is to like
that-
be prepared for them.
Mm-hmm. For those challenging moments. And then we talked about engaging the family.
It's like open-ended questions or whatever. Okay.
And then, do you have other thoughts?
I think we've covered a lot of, the big stuff.
Mm-hmm. So I would just encourage the last piece which is kind of where we started with all this,
Yeah.
was, do have a next steps plan.
Okay.
So if it's, we're trying this in the classroom, would you like to try this at home? Do you want me to make one for you? Or let's meet again in a week, or
Okay.
observations, or whatever those next steps are for you. And we can talk more about that, you know. Is there anything you want to talk about with that? Thinking about introducing next steps.
No, I feel like that's like the easier part. It's like getting
Good.
over that hump of like getting everyone on the same page
Yeah.
and making sure like reassuring parents that like we're here to like support you just as much as your child, and like we want this to be a team thing and not a you're doing this wrong or I'm doing that wrong or he's doing that wrong.
So I think, I'm going to put that in there somehow.
Okay.
Talking about, to make sure, I think, that whole idea of the teaming piece of it. And I love how you said, like, by the time you get to the next steps, that's like the easy part. That's like,
easy.
hey, we're doing this is working, this is not. And so you feel really confident about that, which shows me we picked a really good thing to work on.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Because
know?
like the next steps, once you get through that conversation and because you're not really going to go to the next steps until you're kind of all on the same page and you're all working towards the same common goal. So that's the easy part. It's getting everyone there. That
beautiful.
Can usually be challenging.
Perfect. That's so perfect. So just to review, these are the things that I wrote down, the 5 to 1, defining the goal of the conversation. I'm using I statements to talk about the behavior, like I notice. And then just using the facts to describe the behavior, practicing the wait time, and then with the disagreements, like, using the AAA. Being prepared, I think that more goes in your professional development plan, and we can talk about that.
Okay.
Some things that maybe you want to make sure you have prepared. And then we talked a little bit about like that not reacting. I think again that will get pulled into the disagreement.
Yeah.
And so like not reacting, taking a moment. How do you face that challenge when it happens? Engaging them in open-ended questions, and then next steps. And and you talked about teaming, so I'm going to figure out you want to make sure that they understand that you're working as a team. So
that's all. I mean, like, if part of me feels like if you're doing a good job at like the base of the pyramid and the relationship building, they should know that you're working as a team. But in these moments, maybe just like a little reminder of that. Like,
so maybe we'll talk about when I start building a rubric. I think that's great that you put it that way. Pulling that word teaming into some of the breakdowns of it.
You're either a team going into it or you're not. It's just that reminder of like, this is something we want to do together. It's not anybody's fault or whatever.
Beautiful. Perfect. Cool. Is there anything else with this?
I don't think so.
So let's revisit real fast where we got. If you could fill this out, the evaluations, that'd be great. And then let's pull out your professional development plan just to see if we're on track. I'm going to add in there about being prepared. So it sounds like maybe observations. Mm-hmm. You want to bring some observations for them. Anything else you feel like you need?
Well, we use TS Gold, so I think, like because not all of the team can be at conferences, we've already sat down and gone through each kid and come up with some big strengths that we've seen as a team and one area that we want to work on with each child. So I think just
beautiful.
Like being organized in general. I think having that, knowing like what the goal of the conversation is ahead of time, like knowing like this is what I'm going to try to accomplish.
So what is your goal of the conversation?
For this specific child? I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, let's think about that. We'll make sure that's in here and we can talk more about that too.
Yes.
And I bet you do know. You just you just weren't ready for that question.
I don't have it written out and formulated. Exactly.
Stop, breathe. Don't react. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
And the goal might be to help Elliot be successful with his peers. Yeah. Or ask a friend to play, or
Well, we were talking about it a lot, and the more we've really been observing, the more we're noticing that it is attention seeking. The behaviors we're seeing are out of attention seeking, and I think it's when tap tap doesn't work.
Yeah.
When tap tap doesn't work, he goes to yelling, and that's always getting his attention. And then last night, of course, I'm laying in bed and thinking about, well, this is all my fault because I'm so loud all the time, and like that works for him. Like that's what he sees me get the kids' attention because I'm loud, and now he does it. And darn it, I should have just been quieter.
What a great self-reflection.
That's what I was thinking about last night when I went to bed. But I think, what Jenny and Kate and I were talking about is like when I think that's the skill that's missing is when tap tap doesn't work and my friends aren't giving me the attention I want. What do I do next? And what he does is yell, and then the issue is it typically works because maybe Kate or Jenny and I don't react to him yelling, but his friends almost always do. And he'll say, "Everybody sit down," and they'll all sit down. And so I think that's the skill that needs to be taught. We're just not exactly sure, where to go with that or what we do with that. So, but that was, I was up super late last night.
That's so funny. And we can talk when we're, about, some of the things you guys observed. I know you did the FBAs and stuff like that, and then, pulling out, because I know you wanted to do a scripted story around how to teach that in a scripted story, what we do next. So, and that's part of our PD plan. So that's good. So what's next after tap, tap, or other ways to get attention? Teaching him wait time. So then thinking about timeline of things. So we're always restructuring our timeline. Let's talk about, do you want to, so we have to do modeling, behavior, and then what we'll do, I think what's going to happen is we'll do a live where we'll have somebody pretend to be the parent.
Okay.
and then you actually go and do it.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you 3 practices before going live. So
Yeah.
do you have a time? When is that?
Conference is a week from tomorrow.
And when's his conference? Do you
A
have
week from,
schedule?
his is a week from tomorrow. What? Oh, like what time actually?
The 29th?
Yeah.
His is?
Yes.
Okay. So it would be ideal to. So we have to kind of get 3 activities done before then. And we can do back to back. Or
Yeah, I would.
I'm totally open. Like I can rearrange things to come like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know what I mean? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, Monday we're closed.
Right.
So let's.
And I think actually, Chelsea, I don't think we need to video this anymore.
Okay.